Hello, everybody, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, and to this very, very exciting one-shot. Today, we are playing Paint the Town Red, published by Soul Muppet, as part of our season of Queer Communities, proudly sponsored by Pride in STEM. I am Michelle Kelly, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a brown-skinned woman with long, straight black hair, wearing a lacy black top and some very dark vampy lipstick for the occasion. I will be your GM tonight, and now let's meet our players. Let's start with Rachel.
Hello everybody, my name is Rachel, my pronouns are she or they. I am a medium-toned black woman with brown braided locks, wearing very, very dark lip gloss. And yeah, excited to play.
And they look fantastic. They all look fantastic. Let's go over to Pan.
Hey, I'm Pan, pronouns he, they, she. I am a male-bodied person with current info, I guess. I'm wearing the vampiest top I could find, which is just like a black top with some buckles on the ends. Yes. Do I say anything else? Oh, I forgot to mention I'm really hot. I forgot to mention that. Damn it.
We can all tell you're very hot because you're wearing buckles, and what's hotter than that?
What's hot in buckles, guys?
And of course, we have Wren.
Hi, I'm Wren, pronouns they, them. I am a black non-binary person with waist-length twists in their hair, and I'm wearing a burgundy turtleneck with a fake gold chain and a brocaded
You could have lied, we'd have believed you. It's okay.
brocaded jacket. I'm wearing kind of spooky vampirish makeup, and I have fangs in.
They look fantastic.
Yeah, that's so good.
I am so excited to play this game with you all tonight. Before we begin, I'm going to mention a little bit about content. The nature of live collaboratively improvising a story means that I can't provide an exhaustive list of content warnings, but I can say that Paint the Town Red is a game about vampires, if you hadn't guessed. It is also a game about people dealing with traumas in unhealthy ways. So things which are quite likely to arise in any game of Paint the Town Red include blood, death, self-destructive behaviors, extremes of emotions, and violence. Although I will be clear, there'll be absolutely no sexual violence in this game, and there will be no violence against children. This particular story will also include threat of mass violence or mass death. So those are the content warnings that we thought we should mention. We're so happy you're here to join us for this show, but look after your own well-being, please. And if you're not having fun, hit the bricks. We won't mind. It's cool. So with that out of the way, are we all ready to paint the town red?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well then, vampires live for a very, very long time. And so it is inevitable that they cannot stay in one place for too long without causing problems, burning bridges, their passions, their dark desires, their thirsts, leaving trouble in their wake until they're forced to move to a new city and start again. And so, of course, vampires end up seeing all the great cities of the world: Paris, Bangkok, Chennai, Marrakesh, Vienna, Sheffield? Maybe a little bit less of an obvious choice, this post-industrial wasteland, until vampires arrive and discover lush green spaces full of unexpected mortals. They find a thriving art scene full of makers and painters and musicians and creatives. They find a hub of scientific innovation. There's 2 universities here, after all. In fact, there's quite a bit in this unassuming northern city to keep a vampire entertained and continue to indulge those dark passions until it's time to move on again. And so we are going to meet 3 vampires who have made Sheffield their home in this modern age. We are going to travel to a district nicknamed Kelham Island, the island created by a stream being diverted to power a mill back in the days of the Industrial Revolution. But nowadays, the iron foundry, the mills, the factories, the cutlery works are all long since gone dormant. And innovative and entrepreneurial sort of mortals have moved in to turn things into a museum, an art gallery, a bakery, a microbrewery, a tap room. But we do find one old workshop which is still run down, shut down, dilapidated, nothing going on as far as anyone can tell, until the dead of night, when it comes alive. One of the hottest lurks in all of Sheffield, the Cask and Casket, the home of the Sucker's Delight Cabaret Club. So, let's go over to Caldera. This is, of course, your lurk. And on this typical night in the life of Caldera, what do we find them doing?
So Caldera is about to take the stage at the Cask and Casket. It is time to start the Sucker's Delight show. So if you look around, you'll see a lot of velvet, lush seats, kind of stools sat around tables, and it's pretty full. This is their signature night. And if you look around, you'll see a kind of mix. Some people who you might expect to see here, very fancy looking vampires. Some slightly meeker audience members, perhaps, just dipping in their toe as Caldera prepares to take the stage.
And what does Caldera choose to wear on this night as they take the stage?
Caldera is wearing her really quite typical, predictable at this stage for her, but quite a wild outfit. It is pure latex from head to toe, including she's wearing a latex hood as well, which just shows her eyes and mouth. And through it at the top, she has very sculptural hair. She has these long ponytails that kind of look like beads on a string. It's very sculptural. And she is in pure black. Absolute pure black.
Oh, she sounds so fashionable. I love it. But my last question for you right now is, how is Caldera feeling?
I think Caldera's feeling pretty good. As a vampire, she's kind of more in her pulse kind of era, you know. She's feeling energized. She could almost blend in to be a normal person if she weren't so fabulous.
So Caldera's about to take the stage. Elsewhere here in the Cask and Casket, where do we find Guile, Wren?
Guile is in the throes of a moment of inspiration. He started this night off full of energy and vigor, and he has someone, he kind of forgot the name, but he has someone wrapped around in one of his hands, as he is currently in the middle of a version of a pop art display. It's just painting along the wall of one side of the cabaret. Caldera understands. She could paint over, it's fine. But yeah, he's just in the middle. There's just this spray of yellows and oranges across the wall, and he's just going in it. He's just going across it. Just the same image over and over of lips, but a very long tongue. It's just over and over in different colors.
And I think this poor person that you have in your grasp, Guile, is I really see the intention, the thirst coming through. Sorry.
What's your name again?
Tandy. I'm a big fan. I'm sorry.
I'll make out with you in a moment. Just give me 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. And Tandy zips the lip. Very, very immediately. And while Guile is, making plans for the imminent future, let's head over to Trudy. Where are you on this night?
Trudy is as they always enjoy doing, indulging in the crowd. They know that when Caldera is up on stage, there'll be a big crowd. Big crowd means a lot of drinking. A lot of drinking means a lot of stories, a lot of gossip, drama. And Trudy, being something of a butterfly in these situations, is flitting around. Everyone knows Trudy, but they're not really sure what Trudy does there. Still, they seem to, as long as you're hanging out with Trudy, you get drinks. So she's more than happy to sit and idly listen to everyone's bits of gossip. Everyone feeling good while they're around Trudy to talk about stuff. They talk a lot. They talk about things they probably shouldn't say out loud, but Trudy loves it.
What's the latest piece of gossip that Trudy has acquired?
Well, and she looks around conspiratively. You see Brian over there. Brian used to be dating Sarah over there, see? And Sarah, well, she's actually married to Jessica, who is dead, actually. So that's good. Jessica.
Oh, Jessica, yes.
Yes.
I killed her.
Right. That's you did?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard...
I was just having one of those nights.
No. Oh, and you just she was like,
Yeah.
oh, the look on her face, right?
Oh, she was not expecting it.
Oh, I'll bet.
I kind of feel like Brian was pleased though. Now I know why.
Oh, Brian, listen, between you and me, Brian was definitely pleased. In fact, you know what? Why don't you go and take this drink to Brian? And I pass him my special, my standard Bloody Mary. Not in the can, in the glass. A nicely fancily made one. This is just my one, cheaply made in the can.
She takes the Bloody Mary. She pulls the stick of celery out, sort of licks it suggestively, and then sort of like offers it to you, Trudy.
Trudy takes the stick and just, what some might say might be a little uncomfortably, just pretty much houses the celery whilst also taking a bit of their fingers into their mouth, and then pulls all away, no celery left, and goes, scrumptious. Come back later with more goss.
Oh, I will. And your little gossiping companion toddles off with their Bloody Mary to find Brian as Caldera hits the stage. Caldera, what is your act like?
Caldera's act, the thing she loves more than anything, more than life itself, is just working the room, taking center stage. So I think as the night begins, she, just from behind in the wings, she goes, and now are you ready to meet your illustrious host, Caldera? And then waits for the applause as she goes on stage and just kind of starts, doing bits with the audience, looking around, going, welcome to Sucker's Delight. And speaking of suckers, and looks at someone who kind of looks like a more meek person in the front, and says, I thought you would be drained from last week, and extends like a long arm, and you see at the end of the fingertips of her catsuit there are long shiny black nails, and she points, and you realize for the first time that kind of around the back of the bar little booths that have curtains in front, that if anybody was looking for a more private enclosure, they could perhaps close the curtain, have a drink, or whatever else they please. And then she just kind of says, oh yes, new faces, old faces, I have such a treat for you tonight. And as she's kind of taking center stage, you see this kind of swell, and it's almost like you can tell there's something occult about it. She almost seems in your mind's eye to be getting bigger and bigger and taking up more space as she kind of really revels in the act of hosting this night.
I love this. I'm gonna call for a little check here to see what happens. I'd love you to roll a lore for me. So we roll 2d6s. You can add your allure stats to it, and let me know what your result was.
So I got a 6 and a 3, so that's 9 plus 2 allure for 11.
Oh my goodness, the crowd is in the palm of your hand, and who would expect anything less from Caldera at Caldera's club? They're laughing at all your jokes, they're whooping, they're hollering. The meek person you pointed out, who is unfortunately nicknamed Bloody Mary, is doing her best to kind of, but she is looking very pale actually, now that you point it out. And you are owning the night here. the three of you are in your element. Do any of you have the chance to run into each other during this night at the club?
I think Trudy definitely fangirls a little for Caldera, so they kind of like to hang around and be sure. But I think it's a respectful thing. They know this is Caldera's scene, so it's more like when Caldera came up on stage, they absolutely were clapping the loudest and first, probably.
Incredible. Do you hang around at the end of Caldera's act to say hello, Trudy?
Of course, yeah. Also, I've been bought so many drinks, so I've got to get through these.
Yeah, I feel like Caldera would definitely float through the crowd, taking it all in, and definitely, would recognise Trudy and, stop for a little chit chat and get the gossip.
Trudy absolutely, as Caldera passed by, goes, "Oh, darling, you look fantastic as always."
Thank you, Trudy. You look glorious yourself. Have you done something new?
Well, no. I mean, just a little thing. I got the most fabulous gossip earlier, but I will tell you later.
I'm listening. I'm waiting. I'm on tenterhooks.
Oh, well, let me finish off Bloody Mary, and we'll talk later.
I'll
Your
leave you
audience
to it.
awaits.
And don't forget, we've got the tender hooks in the room next door. All right, darling. See you later.
Trudy smiles and waves and works her way through yet another glass of wine.
Guile, do you get involved in any of this revelry, or are you too absorbed in your work?
I mean, I think Guile takes a moment to, what was her name? Brandy. Sandy. Tandy, that's it. Tandy. Yes. We haven't met before.
I don't think so. I mean, I've seen your work everywhere. It's incredible. I don't think we've met.
Oh, no. It's fine. I love meeting new people. Guile is going to... Is she a human?
Ooh.
Okay. I'll say she's a human. No, I'm planning on making this night very interesting for you in particular.
Really?
Just give me one. Actually, I said I would make out with you in a second. It's been a second. He's literally just going to take her by the face and start to make out with her. And then after about 5 seconds pass, all right, in behind that curtain, just sit and wait.
Yes. And Tandy scurries away immediately.
Oh, so responsive. I love it. Caldera.
My darling Guile, it's been too long.
Has it? Oh yes, I did take a short trip to Spain for a bit. How long was that? It's irrelevant. Hello, darling.
I'm so glad to see you back at work. Kind of what inspired this piece?
Oh, came to me in a dream as I woke up between two lovely young men. I think this is one of their lips. I can't remember. Everything's fine.
Maybe one's the top lip and the other's the bottom.
That explains it. The tongue is an amalgamation of situation that happened. How are you, darling?
I think I'm doing all right. The house is full. Everyone seems to be having a good time, and it's just a pleasure to be here, really.
It's a pleasure for me as well. Now, your wall, how it's fine, right?
It's fine. What intentions do you have with my wall?
Oh, Well, you see, I started this lovely little mural just in this corner,
Mm.
and I was thinking maybe I would extend it going all the way across, but like different things, different, maybe a bit of impressionism here in the center, and then we move into a bit of Art Nouveau over on the end, but the same theme.
Okay, I like the sound of it. Just nothing
Mhm.
too bright or cheery, please. I know you went through that phase about 30 years ago.
Listen, we all have a moment. We don't need to talk about. It's going to be spectacular. You're going to love it. I don't promise, but I believe it will be, in fact, incredible. As my work tends to always be. Why are you doubting me, Caldera? I'm feeling so.
Not doubting, just guiding, making sure our visions are aligned. This is my work after all. I've got to take some pride in it, but I think you've got a very clear idea of what you want and what I want. And I think if you work on that, they can only be delightful.
Of course, your wants are my wants are our wants. I'm going to get back to a lovely young. Where did I put her?
I think actually, I've taken this. I've seen that you've taken an interest. So I'm just like, oh, a new one. So I've tried her. I've given her at least 2 of those wines I had. So many wines on the table.
She's just holding them like this.
So I saw you with Guile earlier. What's that about?
Oh my gosh, he is such a genius. Their mind.
Absolutely. Amazing talent. They look at the wall and I don't think that I get it. But I'm like, yes, incredible talent. I haven't seen anything like this in, a long time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I don't really get art, but I get Guile's art because it's so evocative.
Guile's going to love hearing you say that, by the way. Make sure you tell him that you don't get any other art but his.
Oh, okay.
But don't get it too much. They like to stay mysterious.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Mysterious.
Okay. All right. Off you go then.
And so the 3 of you continue in these revelries as the night carries on, and it sounds like you're having a very wonderful time and feeling a little bit alive for once.
Yeah.
But of course, every night must come to an end, and sunlight is a vampire's bane. You cannot be out in the sun, or that will be the end of you and your revels. And so, I think perhaps the 3 of you agree to meet again tomorrow, wherever the wind takes you. But for now, you're heading off to bed for the day. And this is something which I think most vampires don't look forward to. Because when you sleep, your ability to shut out the wider world of the city, all of those human emotions and feelings and dramas, they're not coming to you in little pockets of gossip that you can enjoy or digest. They're all coming to you at once and you can't stop them coming. It is not unusual for you to almost laser focus in your unconscious state into either the person who is the most alive in the city, which of course makes you dreadfully jealous, or the person who is the most miserable, which of course brings you into that place of darkness too. And unfortunately, it is the latter that you encounter during your sleep this day. As you sleep, your dreams are interrupted and usurped by visions of concrete and the stench of exhaust fumes and the screech of tires and the howling and screaming, despairing of a single voice, the person in the city who is suffering the most. You can hear her screams, you can sense the shaking and the clawing at her own skin as she wallows in the shame of something. And then the visions begin to be interpolated with violence. Vampires like yourselves desiccating and falling in droves, huge numbers of undead people like you suffering and agonizing, and then we go back to that screaming and that hurt and that pain, and the three of you awaken with the ringing in your ears of those screams. This was worse than usual. Usually the saddest person in the city is a jilted lover, or perhaps someone, a northern general, who's had to say goodbye to someone they love. This was dark and horrendous, and it involves vampires. How do you all feel as you awaken?
I think Caldera feels a kind of, shiver come over her. Like, one of the most important things she's done since she ended up in Sheffield was create this kind of safe space for vampires to, indulge in their passions and in their monstrosities, but also in their pleasures. And the idea of something big being able to threaten that is devastating to her.
I think Trudy is, as Trudy gets up, before they put on their face, as it were, the still mask, before they put on themselves, they're something of a wallflower. As they get up and it's pale, more pale than usual, obviously, wide-eyed, but no real response, no real moment of putting it all together until they're done. Part of their ritual is getting up, doing the makeup, putting on their wig, fixing themselves up. And it's only once Trudy is truly alive in the mirror again that they allow themselves to, I don't know if we can cry as vampires, but certainly like there's a shudder. They allow themselves to feel as they should feel in that moment. And they realize that they should probably talk to the others.
Guile, his method of releasing whatever emotions that he has is painting, and so when they wake up with this thought, this image, this tragedy in mind, they try to put it to canvas, but something about the act of trying to do it makes something in them retch a bit, and so they're struggling, which is not common for them to struggle with putting something down. And yeah, I think in that moment they would seek the company of others like them.
So the three of you come together. Do you meet back at the club, or is there somewhere else you like to meet?
We should go somewhere. Do we have like an ability to contact each other, like a phone or something, just to be like text each other or something?
Yeah.
Who's got
Phones
a pager?
exist. The vampire pager. Yeah, you can text and be like, let's meet about the weird dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So Trudy will text and be like, I don't know if you guys felt that last night, but we should talk. There's a little late night coffee shop that opens. It's a bit quieter at this time. We should meet there.
Okay. And you do. And what comes up when you're all together?
I think it's somber, but Trudy sits almost still, waiting for the other. She's there first, I guess, because she knows where it is. Very somber, kind of looking around, because the others don't know what to do. Trudy is a follower at heart, so she's like, okay, all right, when they get here, they'll know what to do. That was awful.
Caldera arrives and she's still in her full latex catsuit, but you can see she's got this massive like black fur coat over the top, kind of wrapped around her for a bit of comfort. Yes. And she walks in and goes, our community's in danger.
Yeah, I sense it too. I felt it too. that dream. Somebody is hurting our people.
I think when Guile arrives, they have their sunglasses pushed up.
Very cool,
and
by the
then-
way.
Mhm.
You guys are killing it, honestly. God damn. Jeez. I don't have my red light in the corner anymore. It's gone off. You guys are killing it. Everyone looks so cool.
You look so cool. I won't have any negative self-talk here.
Oh,
Absolutely
Everyone
not.
looks so cool. That includes you.
Everyone
We're
looks
all super
amazing.
hot and cool. Okay. All right.
But yes, he has the sunglasses pushed up. And spotting you comes to, I'm guessing you're in a little booth, and then takes the sunglasses off, and you can see there's like a stress and like veins in his eyes. What in the fuck was that?
I don't know of anything that could wipe out so many people at once. There's someone in this city that knows what that is. And potentially has access to it.
We need to find them and help them, or stop them, or whatever.
Whatever it takes.
I'm on the stop them plan.
Oh, here. I've actually already ordered 3 espressos for everybody. I hand them out. Whether we can taste them or not, it's the act of the ritual that's good for quote-unquote hangover.
Oh, Trudy, beautiful. God.
As you sip or down your espressos, you can think over your options here. Now, you had enough hints of whereabouts this person might be when a vampire is suffering unimaginable distress and just needs somewhere to be alone and wallow in their bad feelings. There are certain places that are nicknamed hollows where they're bound to turn up eventually. And I think you will have a good feeling about where this one might have been based on what you saw. You might be able to go there and look for the person you sensed. You also have at least one contact in the city who's outside of your art circle that you could chase up. So where do you all think you find yourself drawn to go first?
Should we hit up our contact first?
Makes
Probably the
sense.
best way. Yeah.
Also, we've had a posture check redeemed in chat.
I have had a little wiggle.
Okay.
I'm up.
Posture check. We just
All right. Okay. Yep.
It's vampires, not zombies.
That's my normal computer posture.
Yeah, me
Hunched
too.
over.
Firstly, how dare you perceive me, chat? Secondly, thank you for looking out for the health of my spine.
Yeah.
Very well. So your contact is named Alicia. She is part of a faction here in town who call themselves the Steel Forgers. They are a group who are all vampires who have chosen to try and infiltrate successful businesses, academia, politics, just to get in the know about all the movers and shakers at the higher end of the city, and even potentially things which might lead into more like national politics and influence. They're all people who are trying in some way or another to become influential. So while the faction is not necessarily best mates with you, I don't think they take a group of artists who hang around at the cabaret very seriously. They don't have anything against you, and Alicia certainly seems to be happy to chat to you when you cross paths. You also know exactly where she's likely to be at this time of an evening. So do you want to go and visit Alicia first? Is that the consensus?
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right. You head down Abbeydale Road towards a beautiful 1920s building. It was a cinema in its prime, a picture house with a beautiful ballroom. It is no longer that, but the ballroom has now been converted into a venue, a nightclub, a music venue.
Oh.
And you know Alicia loves to hang out there. at least at the start of the night, while the rest of the mortals are still awake and having gigs and fun to be had. So you head down that way, and sure enough, it's extremely easy to find her because she is leaning against a lamppost outside the front door, smoking a cigarette.
Legend.
She makes it look so easy.
As you head towards, she goes, you're so late. They're already halfway through their set and the support act. They were fine, but I've had my fun with the two most interesting ones.
I'm not here for a show, Alicia.
Wait, which ones were the most interesting ones? Just real quick, out of curiosity.
I'm afraid they're rather spent.
Well, fair play. Good job.
Do you have a spare cigarette?
Oh, of course, for you, Guile. She hands one over.
Oh, lovely.
And she'll lean over to light yours on the end of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel anything last night? This morning? This morning. Actually, I say it, and then she goes, I meant... I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that. I meant... You know what I meant.
Yeah, the dreams. Of course I felt it. I think everyone in the city felt it. Someone's having a real tantrum, aren't they?
It seems serious, right? Right, guys? It seems serious.
Absolutely. And if there's some kind of way to figure out who is the source of this misery, then perhaps we can get to the bottom of it.
Right.
Are you scared? We have a bad nightmare and now you're scared.
I'm not scared. I just care about the people around me, unlike you and your bloody steel idiots.
Easy, Caldera.
Oh, Caldera. You always were so serious, so earnest. Bless you, I think it's adorable. So,
Someone else deal with her.
Alicia is not going to be immediately helpful without any kind of obstacles. So if you want to tell me how you want to approach trying to convince her to divulge what she clearly knows, let me know and we can call for an appropriate role.
Well, I'll step in since Caldera doesn't know what to deal with her because that's my thing. I'm the friend who smooths things out.
Yeah.
And I think I want to try and appeal to her ego, which is obviously gigantic. So, what's the name of her club called?
This isn't her club especially. She's just hanging out here.
Oh, so what's this club called then?
This is the Aberdale Picture House. The Picture House Social is the club.
Are these all real places, by the way? Oh, hey. So if you're in Sheffield, go to some vampires.
Yeah. Vampires not guaranteed, but it is a cool building.
No, there are definitely vampires there. Just because they don't interact with you does not mean they're not there. It's Sheffield. It's full of vampires. 100%. But I'm going to try and just cozy up to her a bit and stroke her ego. So, I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a weird night. We're all a little on edge. You're right. We're not usually out here like you. We like to keep things small, but we thought, someone like you would know more information. If you don't, that's fine. We can ask around elsewhere. I just thought you'd be the person to come to. Maybe I should try Giles. Do you think he'd know?
Giles?
Well, I mean, I just, if you don't know, I'll try Giles. I didn't mean to.
Giles is a fool and has terrible dress sense.
Oh.
It's
I mean, it's not untrue. Okay, it's not. All right, we're being a bit mean to Giles, but it's not untrue. But he really likes that. And that's it. But still, okay. You know what? Hey, Giles. Sure, dress sense might be a bit, shall we say, archaic. But there's stuff, and we don't want to waste your time. If Giles knows, we'll go to Giles. We just thought you'd be the one to know.
All right, so there are two things I think this could be. This could be flattery, which I think I would say is an allure role, or you're doing a little bit of reverse psychology here, the kind of, or we could try Giles, which might be more duplicity. So I will let you choose which of those you're going to sort of push on more.
I think I'm being a little catty because I don't mean to Caldera, so it's duplicity.
Okay, roll me duplicity. So just 2d6 and add your duplicity score.
Mm-hmm. Get out there. Ooh, 8, 10.
10. Okay. So she says, "Don't talk to bloody Giles. Do you know he can't get into any of the good nightclubs because he shows up wearing trainers?
No.
Trainers.
No.
White trainers.
White
says to me-
trainers.
Not
Is that-
Adidas. Not Giles. Not Adidas.
He says to me, it's what the youth are wearing." I said, "Giles, you're 700 years old."
White trainers.
Oh,
I know. It's an absolute disaster. But
I'll have a word with him next time I see him.
yes, of course, I know everything there is to know in this city. So what is it you three are trying to find out exactly?
Oh, I knew you'd know. We're just trying to find out maybe like where the source of this problem would be. You know, this miasma. What's going on? You got your ear to the ground.
Have you heard of the Perdition Institute?
I'm gonna assume no, but do I need to see if I do?
Unless you are sort of in tune with the academic side of the city.
Absolutely not. No. The blankets upstairs.
Might have slept with a couple students, but you know.
Oh, that's true. You do see there's a
Based
lot
on the amount of
correspondence.
interest you took in Tandy's inner life, I imagine that sleeping with them doesn't give you much info.
No.
Her name wasn't even Tandy.
Who
It
knows?
was Candy.
She says, okay, they're a research institute. They tend to keep themselves low profile, so it's not surprising you haven't heard of them. But of course, I know everything.
Of course you do.
Of course. They have been doing a little bit of looking into a way to kill vampires. They're
That's-
funded by hunters.
That makes sense. That's serious, right? Like,
A new
Yeah.
bane.
A new bane. A bane which can be remotely administered. So they don't have to fight us to kill us.
that's serious.
I mean, kind of. You really don't need to worry about it because I happen to know that it uses several ingredients which are extremely banned in this country. It would take years, if not decades, for it to go through over here. No one who's here is going to be at any risk at all.
Do we not have decades? Are we not immortal?
Yeah, we've got time to go somewhere else, my friend.
But I like it here. I don't want to. I mean, look, I know we have to pick up sticks eventually, but I thought we'd have another, 20 years, 30 years.
You knew this and you did nothing to try and get people out.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm telling you that we will be safe. We are integrated into human society, and the chemicals in this new bane are so dangerous to humans as well that no civilized government would ever allow it to be used on their soil. So we'll be fine.
Can I use a power?
Absolutely. Tell me what you want to do.
So I have fear and lies. I can look into the eyes of a person and see their greatest fear. I want to know if she's actually as calm about this as she appears.
I love that. Okay, you will spend one
Nice.
pulse to use your power.
Yep.
And tell me, is there anything that you kind of do or anything that changes in your bearing when you use this power?
One second, let me just mark the pulse. I think Guile, for all his namesake, is a fairly straightforward person, but with this, as he takes a drag of the cigarette, he kind of just eases back slightly behind Trudy, and just is looking at her in the conversation, and then there's a moment where his eyes just sort of glint for a second just beneath the sunglasses as he focuses in on her.
Alicia is kind of, as you said, playing things off as though it's all very funny.
Oh,
And she is... Oh, go on.
If she wants to resist, she can roll. You can pass a check.
Okay. Does it say what she needs to roll?
No, it just says to resist, they must pass a check with a stat of their own choice. Supernatural creatures resist with the upper hand.
Okay, so she has the upper hand. So I will roll for her.
So then do I have to roll?
I think that usually a 9 is a pass. And she just rolled an... No, not an 8. She rolled a 6. So... Her defenses, her laissez-faire attitude is nothing towards you, Guile. And you can see that there is a little bit of fear behind the eyes of Alicia, behind the smoke screen that she has created, quite literally. But her fear is not of this bane. She seems to genuinely believe that there's no way it would be used here. Her fear is of losing ground and losing power. It's terribly important to her that she is in the right circles, the influential circles, the circles that will protect her from this bane ever being used on her. And as long as she is there, she is safe. And that is what she cares about.
What a bitch.
Do you say that aloud, Trudy?
No, I don't know that. Don't tell me that. Sorry, I just had this visceral reaction.
So she keeps dragging on her cigarette and she avoids. She catches you looking and she just looks away. Is there anything else?
I think we're good.
Alicia, I just want you to know that as much as you think you've integrated and are able to hide yourself in with the humans that you choose to associate with, they will always know what you are, and they may turn on you at any time. You may think that standing outside of this club, you blend in perfectly, but you stick out just as much as I do. Just remember that when you think about who to leave behind.
Alicia drops what remains of her cigarette, stubs it out on the ground, sort of flicks her eyebrows at Trudy by way of goodbye, and she leaves without another word.
Then I'm going to say, what a bitch.
A bit
Well, I think
there, Caldera.
Yes, I believe we got what we came for.
Okay, yeah. We should get out of here. You don't really think Giles wears white trainers, right? Like, he's not that lame, right?
If he does, we must burn them.
I've truly never seen beneath his cloak.
I did it a couple of times, but I recommend it, which is right.
Oh, Trudy.
Oh.
Giles is not great.
The meditation on Giles can continue as you make your way. Where do you want to head next after this? Not entirely through this conversation.
Shall we eye these hollows?
Okay. So you're going to check out some of the hollows around town to see if you can find this despairing person you sensed. And as you think back to the horrible dream of last night, you remember smelling exhaust fumes, and you think, I know where this might be. You head to near the center of the city, and you come across that most hideous scar across any city skyline, the multi-story car park.
Oh,
It's not a thing, Caldera. Calm down.
This one is particularly hideous because of the panels of aluminium all around the outside at strange geometric angles, which are intended to be an architectural feature, perhaps, do have the effect of reflecting sunlight everywhere. So just the absolute worst thing for a vampire. I'm sure the architect who came up with this idea to make a car park look more interesting had grand designs on how it would be known, but the locals just call it the cheese grater. And this is a real place.
Look up, yeah.
Look it up. It's really ugly. And the top floor of this building is the perfect place to wallow in utter despair as you look out over a city that is having a better time than you. So do you head up?
Right. I mean, car fumes, sadness. Nothing makes me more sad than looking at this thing. Ugh.
And as I think you make your way up to the top of the car park, it is now sort of getting later in the night. There's not really anyone around, but you can hear from a distance those tragic howling sobs and cries that you heard in your dream. This person has not let up. She is still going, and so it's very easy for you to follow the trail and the noise until you see a dark corner where a youngish looking person, maybe 22, 23, it looks like, when they were turned, because you know the goosebumps raise on the back of your neck as you approach, and you know this is a vampire. And she is pale, and she has mousy brown hair, and that is about all you can get from her because she is hunched up and she is crying loudly.
Sweetheart, you plan on letting up anytime soon.
Who are you?
Guile. Good night. You disturbed my sleep a lot, so we're gonna try and calm it down and take some breaths. Okay?
I'm sorry.
I know you're so sorry. I know you're so sorry. I need you to not speak that high. Breathe. Inhale. And there we go. There we go. That's it. We're getting there.
This person is currently worked up into a real state. Would you like to try and roll a lure to try and see if this calming approach will bring you down?
Is there any way I can help?
Oh, great question. I don't know. If Solmar Pit people are in the chat, I'm apologizing. Sorry. I don't know if
That's
you
all
can.
right.
Yeah, is that like an
Regardless,
aid or something?
I think
Yeah.
there is a...
I think you can do a group check. Let's look through. I love, Wren, that you come with the physical
the whole
arms
book.
reach. That's so
Wren's
organized.
heavy.
I love that for you.
I think just
Um,
whether it, has a mechanic or not, what this looks like is Caldera, in her big fur coat. It's unbuttoned, and she, this Caldera can't turn into a bat, but it almost looks like there's a bat swooping in and just kind of like covering this crying young thing in her warm coat and just giving her a bit of a hug because she clearly needs it.
That's lovely.
That's
Do you know
really sweet.
what? I don't know if this is in the rules, but I'm going to give you the upper hand, Guile, on your roll because of the help you got.
Oh.
So roll me 3d6 and ignore the lowest result. So add together the two higher ones.
That's a 7 total.
Okay, so unfortunately, even with Caldera helping out, this is not quite enough. And I think that what it is that you're being so kind to this young woman, and she just starts blubbering. I'm usually nice, and I don't deserve you to be nice to me because of what I've done. I don't deserve it.
There is the wrong direction.
I'm sorry, someone had to do something. Caldera's also crying.
Would someone like to try another approach to get some sense out of this young woman?
Yeah. What does this young vampire look like?
She is a white woman. She's fairly unremarkable in appearance, except that she is just completely tear-stained and wearing baggy clothes. She has light brown hair, and as I said, she looks like fairly youngish. Obviously, she's a vampire; she could be any age, but she looks to be about 20-ish.
All right. I'm gonna go over, and I'm going to. I always keep cigarettes on me because although she doesn't really smoke, Trudy knows that a good way to talk to people is to offer cigarettes or have cigarettes on you or such. They don't give them to Guile because Guile will smoke them all.
Suffering out here.
I'm just gonna go and go, hey, and kneel down next to him and go, hey, listen, what's your name?
Rebecca.
Oh, okay. You smoke, Rebecca?
I can start.
That's a great idea.
She grabs one.
Yeah, there. I look to Guile for a lighter.
I literally have one. Here you go.
Thank you, darling.
She takes far too long a drag for somebody who's not used to smoking.
Easy. Okay, all right. All right, well, firstly, these are menthols. You've got to click the little thing on the bottom there. You get a nice minty flavour to it.
Oh, okay.
You like mint?
Sure.
Great. So, listen, Rebecca, what happened to you?
Let's try another allure roll.
Sure, yes.
For this one, because again, you're using your charms.
Does this count as a meet someone new?
Ooh. It could be. I think the meet someone new is usually like kind of rolling on a table to see who you meet, kind of thing.
Okay.
So let's start with the allure roll, but I will look at that very quickly as you're resolving it.
All right. 8.
Okay, you rolled an 8, so that's not going to do it. I will remind you all that there is a move called Get the Blood Running. So when you fail a check, if you want to re-roll one or both of your dice, you can, and you gain a chaos for each die you re-roll. So there is that option.
Oof. When I just rolled. All right, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I think there's a moment where Trudy's normally like quite benign and plastic expression flashes a little irritation. And I'm going to add a chaos, and I'm going to add, that's 10? I got a 6, so I add that to 4.
Okay.
10. I don't have any allure.
Okay. All right. So you're adding a little bit of chaos into the situation here. What is it that Trudy does to draw on that kind of more vampiric side of her nature that pushes this interaction into success?
I think as Rebecca is like sniffling and snuffling and kind of like wasting my cigarette, frankly, there's just a moment where Trudy's like pleasant demeanor drops in time. She goes, "Calm down."
Okay.
Now,
I don't really like this.
But then don't waste it. I'll give it to Guile. Look here. It's halfway done, I guess. These are the good ones.
And on the meet someone new side of things, it's usually a downtime action. But if you were to do it, essentially the stat check would decide if they are friendly to you or not. So effectively, yes, you have succeeded in her being helpful to you at this point.
Yeah. So I give her basically, I go from like your friendly auntie to you just got told off, maybe.
Yeah.
You are a vampire. Have some respect for yourself. Act like it. Stand up straight. Stand up straight. Good. And wipe your eyes. Here, I give her a tissue.
It's really gross. She's so snotty and gross, but she tries. She tries with the tissue to
Flow,
sort out.
Yep. No, you can keep that. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Now, what happened?
I did something really, really bad.
Okay.
You're gonna hate me.
We don't even know you.
I might hate you right now.
Guile might hate you already, so it
Okay.
can't really go anywhere.
That's probably what I deserve. Okay. Sorry, I'm going high pitched again.
Every time she's got high pitched, I think I clap my hands in front of her face. Focus.
Amazing.
Okay, so my kind of cover fake identity, if you like, has always been as a graduate student.
Why would you do that to
You
yourself?
chose a
I just-
student for
I
your
just-
paladin.
I like learning, and also no one thinks it's weird if PhD students only show up in the middle of the night and sleep all day.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you know, I've studied lots of different things in different cities, and when I came here, I ended up getting a postdoctorate role at the Petition Institute.
Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I've heard of that.
And I knew what they were doing, but it was just really fascinating learning all of the biology of vampires and how to undo it, and it doesn't make it okay. I helped
create a weapon against us?
We had a major breakthrough earlier in the week, and the head, Dr. Stern, my boss, he's holding a drinks reception tomorrow night to celebrate, and inviting stakeholders to discuss the fact that we've discovered a new way to kill us.
Wait, hold on. I thought this wasn't going to be available for years.
Maybe not here, but it's thought that it might be possible to sell it to countries that have less restrictions.
So Trudy takes a deep breath, and I think there's a moment where her baser nature starts to bubble to surface, but she pushes it down. She is Trudy Moonlight. She is nothing else, and she's going to look to Caldera and step back, and to Caldera and to Guile and step back, because to lose Trudy is to lose herself, so she doesn't want to go any further.
Guile has no such qualms. He grabs that university student by the So, you're telling me you sat there and investigated your own kind as they developed a way to kill us, and you're calling it a breakthrough.
I was wrong. I was in too deep, and I had to keep my cover. I couldn't let them know.
How's it work?
It's a synthetic chemical that can be aerosolized and sprayed over a large area.
Ugh, death by perfume.
They're
I
gonna
think
kill us like
while-
mosquitoes.
That's even worse.
While the student is kind of telling us all of this stuff, you just see Caldera kind of recoiling back very, very slowly, and kind of, you know, taking a moment to consider, because she's actually not originally from Sheffield. She kind of died in Trinidad centuries ago, and first saw herself emerging out of a lake of tar, and that's when she first saw herself covered in the, you know, black shiny stuff that eventually led to her latex addiction. But she's thinking about those people, you know, in countries that are not the UK that could potentially be affected by this bane. I think she's just kind of sinking into herself, reflecting on how dangerous this could really be.
And I think in that moment, that lull, Rebecca says, "See, I told you, I didn't deserve kindness. I have let something awful happen, and I don't know how to stop it."
Before I snap your neck, would you kindly tell me where your what's his name, Dr. Stern, is?
He'll be at the institute probably, even though it's really late, setting up for the event tomorrow.
Can I put my hand on Guile's shoulder and say, we could use her? She's got credentials, she can get us in. If she tries to stand us, then you can snap her neck. But you wouldn't do that, would you, Rebecca?
No, because mostly because that won't kill me. It will just really hurt.
Exactly. And we could do it over and over again. So you're going to help us, right?
Yeah.
That's a good girl.
I can. I'm allowed to bring like guests to the party thing.
Great.
That could get you in if you wanted.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. I mean, not like that. Obviously, you look like shit, Rebecca. Is this your new life?
No, I've been here for like a week.
Right, that explains looking like shit. Okay, well, great. Well, look, shall we make some kind of plan then? You're going to get us in. We can find out what's going on. And hopefully, definitely, Rebecca, put a stop to this, right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Guile's still very much got you by the throat.
Oh, Guy will let her go.
I think
And then just kind of pet her head.
And Caldera will turn around at this point and look at her and say, "You've allowed yourself to be used as a weapon, so now you'll be part of the solution. But the first question I have is this party. What is the dress code?"
I think that is the perfect question for us to zoom out of this scene as we take a short break.
All right.
Thank you, everybody who's been watching along so far. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope you're forgiving my complete lack of rules lawyer attitudes so that we can tell this wonderful story. We're going to take a little break. We're going to have a drink of water, stretch our limbs. I'm going to scan through this book again, and we'll see you shortly.
All right. Bye.
Hello again, everybody. Hope you had a nice, relaxing break. And now we're back at it. Our three vampires have discovered that a shadowy institute hidden away in the city of Sheffield has been researching a synthetic bane capable of destroying vampires in large numbers from a distance. While many of the more influential vampires in the city seem unconcerned with the problem, convinced that they will be safe and who cares about anybody else, our three vampires have a bit more of a conscience, it seems. They have tracked down a young vampire, Rebecca, who was actually involved in the research at the Perdition Institute, has had a crisis of conscience as she's realized just what she has helped bring into the world, and has now agreed, under some very, very gentle and kind convincing from our friends, to help them sneak in to a drinks reception, which is being held at the Institute for stakeholders who are hopefully not, going to be selling this weapon to foreign markets. And so that is where we find our friends now, is the following night, the night of the drinks reception. You have met up with Rebecca, who is going to get you in as some friends of hers that she invited to see all of amazing science work she does. So yes, I think you're on your way in. And she's like, yeah, you don't need like passes or anything. It's just going to be like in the building. And I'll just like tell them at the front desk like that you're my guests, and it'll be fine.
Sounds great, Rebecca. Thank you. Nice ensemble, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yes, these are my one pair of smart trousers.
No, I can tell.
Yeah.
How long
have you been dead?
Yeah.
I am like 56 years.
Huh.
And you've just been doing the student all that time.
Yeah, well, it took me a while to really find like my calling. You know, I think I still haven't quite found it. Like, I think like my subject area is out there somewhere.
May I suggest you don't try fashion?
Yeah, I know. But like, you all are going to be very obviously not scientists dressed like that.
Me? And Caldera looks down. She's wearing a floor length. The top is tight. It's all latex. But about the waist, it becomes this like full floor length skirt. And all the way down, she has kind of little buckles, because who doesn't love buckles, and spikes kind of in rows down this skirt. Of course, she's still wearing a full latex hood as well, but there's actually a bigger hood over that, also made in latex. She looks like me. I love to experiment.
I said smart casual.
Yes, and I think I fit the bill. You don't want to see my formal, darling.
Okay. Yeah, no, you look great. I'm sure it'll be great.
It'll be great. Why, guys?
All right. So you head up to this building, which looks honestly pretty nondescript from the outside. It's clear that this institute is a bit secretive, as Alicia told you. There's a little brass plaque by sort of one of the many doorbells that says Perdition Institute. And Rebecca will buzz it, speak her name into the little speaker, and get buzzed up by the reception. And exactly as she says, I'm here for the drinks reception with Dr. Stern, and these are some friends of mine who came to toast my success.
We're very proud of Rebecca.
They
She's done such great work.
Yeah. The receptionist kind of, even a receptionist as bored as this one, can't help but raise her eyebrows slightly at the fashion on display. But she kind of signs a little book and says, sure, it's on the mezzanine. You know the floor, don't you? The labs are like the floor above, so it's one floor lower than you usually would go. And Rebecca's like, yeah, thanks. Takes you to the lift, and you come out onto the mezzanine floor, where there's a lot of denim. There's a lot of denim
It's nerd smart casual crap.
There's a lot of
God damn it.
downs. There's a lot of shirt sleeves, but they're like the short shirts on the gents. Some of them have deigned to put on a tie, but it is with jeans and a short sleeved shirt. So that's the vibe.
Right. Well, a couple of printed T-shirts by the bar.
Yeah. Some of the ladies have put on a nice top, a nice top and some sort of statement jewelry to show they've made an effort. And people are sort of generally just, it's not a huge crowd. There's maybe like 40 odd people at most, kind of milling around. There's a buffet table with some sausage rolls and other beige foods. And people are kind of just chatting and have some drinks in hand.
How delightful.
The jewelry is so chunky.
I don't know. I think sometimes it's nice to, mingle with. I look around the crowd, searching for a word. The other side. That said, all the same, we should start trying to figure out. Rebecca, where? So, actually, sorry. What is our plan here, guys?
Oh, my plan was just to kill Dr. Stern. Do you have a different one?
Oh, I mean, I guess that's that can be part B of the plan, sure, or part A. But the main thing is to get rid of whatever their research, all the research. I look at Rebecca pointedly.
Yes, I mean, the labs we work in are upstairs. Like everything's on the computers and stuff up there.
Mm. Is there any samples or anything that would slow this down?
I mean, there is. You should be careful if you're handling any of the samples, obviously. But really, it's all of the documentation is probably the thing that would set us back the most. That's it's all on like the institute's computer system.
All right. Well, as long as they don't use the cloud or anything, then I think that should be really easy to do.
As far as I know, it's on like an internal system because of how it's kind of secret.
Oh, the secrecy thing, right? That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, great. Love that for us.
Rebecca, I've heard about these computers. Would you be able to hack into the mainframe by any chance?
Trudy looks away embarrassed. It's like when your nan's asking about, how do I make the internet happen? Download me the internet so I can watch my movies.
She kind of nods and is like, they're all on swipe cards now. And she had her little lanyard with her badge that she showed to the receptionist. So she slides out her ID card and kind of she hands it to Trudy after a slight hesitation.
Trudy tucks it away. All right. We can make use of this. If we just want to destroy documentation, it's probably the easiest part, right? Trying to get it out risks it falling out of our hands or such. I don't know. I'm thinking it's a party. Last party I went to, there was a fire.
Oh, when was that?
Oh, 7 years ago?
Fabulous.
Oh, it really was.
I thought you were going to bring up the Great Fire. Anyway.
Yeah, when was the Great Fire actually coming?
Well, now we know why Guile had to leave London.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there. So, who's wanting to... I'm very good at destroying things. Obviously. I would, in fact, I know you said something about a plan B. However, I feel like killing Dr. Stern is like very nearer to plan A than it is to plan B.
I think it's important to destroy the documents so that this can't be replicated. But
just kill somebody.
I do think a good
we'll
drink
kill
at the end of the
someone,
night
hey.
would be very cathartic.
Right, don't worry, there'll be definitely killing, but first the plans.
Fine.
After all, anyone working on this thing needs to die, of course. Deserves to die.
Thank you.
Not you, Rebecca. We touched Rebecca.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, probably.
Bit late.
That's good. That's good.
Very good.
Hey, you're getting it. There you go.
Have you considered a career in comedy?
Oh, no, but you would, yeah, you would think
No.
that.
We have
No.
an open mic night at the
Mhm.
Sucker's Delight.
Mhm.
Maybe you might want to try your hand. Keep you out of the lab, eh?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be. Yeah, no. I don't
No,
think I'll
especially not after tonight.
be.
Fair enough. No scientist should ever do comedy anyway. All right.
That is true. All right. So Rebecca's around if you need to
Yeah.
ask her anything. Kind of mingling with other people in their best trousers. But you are welcome to do whatever you like. Of course, you stand out a fair bit here. So be cognizant that people might see you. But what do you want to get up to?
Do we want to try and destroy the documents first?
I figure So the documents are on the floor below us, right? The labs are below us.
Yeah, one floor above.
Oh, above. Okay, one floor above us. So yeah, let's case the joint. Let's mingle a little bit and figure out our way upstairs without causing too much of a scene.
Okay. So you're looking for a way to get upstairs.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll me an observation check? So just a 2d6 and don't add anything to it.
Can we all roll that, or is it just for?
You can all roll it, yeah, if you're all okay.
Okay.
That's a 5 and a 6.
Well, I'm like counting how many fingers Rachel's holding on. Okay. So you didn't succeed. So I think that you're looking around and you're like, well, maybe we should just go back the way we came to the lift. But as
Wait,
you
Gal get 11?
I got 11.
Oh, you got 11. Oh, I misheard you. Then yes, okay. You're looking around, and then I think Guile, you're going to say, let's just head back to the lift. It's probably the easiest. There is a group of people kind of in your way, but I think when they see the determination on Guile's face, they just kind of move out of your way, and you take the lift a floor up. You come out onto a floor. It's not like as glamorous as a heist movie where it's this kind of high tech, like, oh, there's beakers bubbling away. You come out onto a floor of like pretty pokey looking offices, and then through some double doors that have like one of those swipe card locks. You can see there's some kind of lab further in. But with your 11, Guile, I will say that just as you're stepping off the lift, you notice that there is visible a security guard inside the lab. They have hired security up here.
Just one security guard, though.
You've seen one.
Hmm.
You don't know if that's the only one.
Are they an undead?
Security guard?
You do not get the goosebumps that indicate they are undead. You think this is a mortal.
Delicious.
All right. Well, we've got a security guard. Maybe we should, before we deal with him, let's find if there's any more security around, huh? Does anybody want to try? We can do this like softly approach. We can strong arm him. What do you guys want to do?
Guile, I can see your eyes twitching.
Guile's already gone to beat the shit out of this.
Guile is held back by a hair-thin thread right now. It's very close to snapping. If I may, I personally, I don't know if anyone else wants to, I could eat him or beat him up, or
Beat Boyd.
Or I could do both. I could beat him into the ground and then eat him.
Eat him and eat him, yeah. I mean, as long as you don't get spotted, I don't really mind a little beating and eating.
Perhaps we could incapacitate him for now, and then once we've done a little sweep around, once the job is done, we can have a nibble.
That doesn't even rhyme.
Oh,
Yes,
Why?
well,
Beaten. Discreet.
that's what I'm talking about.
All right. Okay.
I'm sneaking over.
Okay. Guile, it sounds like you want to fight this person. And you've already kind of discussed the options you have here. It sounds like you might have settled on a good old-fashioned brawl, which would be fighting kind of as a mortal would. You have been convinced not to just go straight for eat some fucker alive, which is the more vampiric murderous option. So if we're just going to have a brawl for now, I'm just going to have you roll savagery.
Okay.
And in fact, you're sneaking up, so I'm going to say you have the upper hand.
Tight. This many. 10.
Okay, that is a success. You are going to gain some chaos. So roll d3, so roll a d6 and 4, 5, 6 count as 1, 2, 3.
1.
Okay, you gain 1 chaos. And can you please tell me what it looks like as you beat up this guy but do not kill him?
So I think Guile waits for a moment. He can see when the security is doing this like casual head turn because there's not a lot happening on the floor. The party's all downstairs, so maybe he like takes a moment to like take out his phone and look around, and look down rather. And so Guile sneaks in through like the partially open door. And then if you were viewing it from the front, you would just see this shadow pop up behind him, just like a glint of sunglasses. And then just he looks disappointed for a second and then just bops him in the back of the head.
You do that, and this guy just bonk and goes down like a sack of potatoes. Disappointingly easy for you, Guile. But you do hear a jangling sound as he falls. You look down and you see some change spilling out of his pocket. Now, why would a security guard be carrying coins?
Ooh.
Now, you might remember Alicia mentioned in passing that the Petition Institute is funded by vampire hunters. And vampire hunters would know that one way to destroy a vampire at close quarters is to force a coin into their mouth.
Yes.
So, you have succeeded in taking this security guard out, but you now know if there's any more, they are trained in fighting vampires, so they might be a little bit harder than you thought to take out than this one who was not paying attention.
Guile is literally like scooping up, like counting all of the change very quickly, and then like,
Nice.
putting it in his hand, and then like looking around. So can I put this in the bin? Where is the trash? It's just putting all of the money in the bin.
Okay.
Actually,
that's some Foley work there of the change will be.
that could be handy though to have just a coin or two on us if we get cornered.
Interesting. Are you going to keep a couple, Trudy?
Is there a way? So, is there a way for people to tell for hunters to tell that we're vampires on site?
Interesting. I think they don't have any sort of supernatural sense. I mean, Caldera is dressed like Caldera, so there's that. But you know, there's no sort of a way they can instantly tell the way you can, if that makes sense.
Okay. Then no. Then I'm gonna before you do, I'm just gonna can I have 2 of those, please?
Sure.
It's just for cover. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rebecca.
You know, nowadays hardly anyone carries change, so it does make it pretty obvious when someone is that it's a little bit sus. You have cleared this one security guard who was sort of lingering near the door of the lab. Are you going to make your way in?
Yeah, let's hide him somewhere and make our way in.
Hitman style.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say.
Stop him in the cupboard.
a convenient chest freezer or a wardrobe. And just
I press X. I press and hold down X for a while.
I stuff him in the -80.
You head in. This institute is clearly pretty well funded. Everything's nice. That said, it's still a workplace. There's a sink in the corner with it's like a printed sheet of A4 that says, "Please do not eat or drink in the lab." There are 3 dirty coffee cups in that sink. Then there's one of those like, "The cleaning fairies are off duty this week. Please clean up after yourself." There's bits and bobs. There's post-it notes stuck to machines that you don't know what they do exactly. Fancy looking machines. There's a fume cupboard in the corner. It's all stuff that looks sciencey, but none of you are particularly scientists. So this doesn't make a lot of sense to you. How do you approach kind of exploring, and what do you want to do?
I think if there is like a dispenser for gloves, then Caldera will take a pair and put them over her latex gloves.
Very smart. That looks great.
Double gloves. Double
glove.
Do you still have the nails on?
Yes, they just go through.
Okay, beautiful. So we've got like blue nitrile gloves with like the pointy nails sticking through. Beautiful.
Yes.
Do the rest of you put on gloves?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. And what do you do now that you've increased your fashion even more?
Can I forgot to mention it earlier because we were thinking about coins. The guard, he didn't have like a pass key thing on him or anything, some kind of like
he probably did. Yeah, he probably had a security card similar to what Rebecca handed you if you want to take it.
I opened the wardrobe, he falls out. I go, "Oh, sorry, wait. I got it. I dump him back in the cupboard again.
Okay, I think Caldera is probably poking anything that looks vaguely electrical because she does not know what a computer would look like in a lab.
Okay, fantastic. I don't even know what to make you roll there. I think it's very ineffective. You're just poking things.
Yes, I am.
Guile, what are you up to while these two are doing these shenanigans?
We didn't end up doing that look around for any guards, so I think
good idea.
Guile is having that. It was so easy. I'm just
yeah, why don't you roll me another observation check, Guile? So just 2d6.
Oh, that one's worse. That's a 4.
Okay. Would you like to get the blood running to try and re-roll?
More chaos?
It's up to you.
Sure, why not?
You're about to destroy a lab. That's pretty chaotic already, right?
Uh-huh.
How many are you going to re-roll?
I'll re-roll 1.
Okay.
It's the same number.
Sometimes you're just unlucky.
Oh.
So you're a little bit more chaotic. I think that while those two are kind of poking around / kind of fumbling with the wardrobe outside, you pace a little bit further into this large room, Guile, and you're just looking in one direction, and you sense the presence of somebody, and you hear the whooshing of a fist coming towards your face just before it connects, and you are just punched right in the face as another security guard clearly has spotted you and come running over and attacked you.
Oh, damn.
Can we hear this? Can we see this?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably fairly loud. Someone's just been tackled.
Can I eat him?
Yes. I would also like to engage in combat.
Oh, okay. You're gonna fight together. I'm gonna say, Caldera, you move first because Guile, you've been knocked, so you've got a second before you can recover and do anything. So Caldera, if you want to take this opportunity to act.
Yes, please.
Okay, so as we've said, in fighting, you kind of have a few approaches you can choose. I will read them all. Eat some fucker alive is what it sounds like. Good old-fashioned brawl. That was a sort of fighting on mortal terms. There's cheap tricks. That's using duplicity and sort of using dirty tricks to beat them. You can de-escalate the situation if you wish to not fight. Or you can just choose to get the shit beaten out of you and not roll and just be like, I lose this fight. I don't think you're going to choose that one in this moment.
No.
Which of those kind of approaches do you think is calling to you in this moment?
I think because we know that they're armed with coins, I'm probably moving more towards eat some fucker alive.
Okay, all right. So you are going to roll with savagery.
Oh, 8 plus 0.
8 plus 0.
Can I get the blood running?
You can.
I'm gonna reroll 1.
Okay.
12 plus 0.
Ooh.
Okay.
Kill him.
You're gonna eat this fucker alive. Tell me what that looks like.
So as Caldera realizes that Guile is in danger, she just kind of whips around. You see this like cape move, but the skirt move behind her, and all of a sudden she's just monstrous. Nobody fucks with her crew, and she just kind of descends upon this security guard, and before you even notice that, if you blink you'd miss it, he's covered in just this web of black latex, and then she rears her head up and he's just a little puddle of man.
This little puddle of man is dead and a puddle. You are going to gain 3d3 chaos.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I got a 2, a 6, and a 2. So 10.
2. Yeah, but we'll count the 2,
Was it
3,
3, right? Yeah.
2. So I can do maths.
Oh, yeah.
7. It's 7.
7 chaos.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
7 chaos. All right. Caldera's feeling a little bit chaotic now. Guile, when you were punched, how badly did it hurt? Vampires aren't going to be like permanently injured by being punched, but if it hurt you, you can lose 1 pulse to reflect the pain that it inflicted, or you can shrug it off because you're tough. I'll give that choice to you.
I think he'll shrug it off. He was relishing like some form of challenge just for a second, and then Caldera ate him. He's like, I wanted that one, but I'm also not mad at you. It's fine.
Well, not to be denied your chance to have a little fun. There was one more security guard in this room that has been alerted by all the chaos and is now bearing down on the 3 of you. And Guile and Trudy, I will, if either of you want to react to this situation, tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I think as this guy's bearing down on Guile, and Guile is once again preparing for a fight out of nowhere, out of sight, because Trudy's body is masculine, and they just come out of the side, just shoulder tackle this guard into a wall as they're running towards Guile.
Okay, so are you going for the good old-fashioned brawl style of fighting? Okay, so you're going to roll savagery, but you're aiming to like incapacitate rather than kill.
Yes. Trudy isn't much the killer. She lets the others who are stronger and tougher do that kind of thing, but she will protect her friends. So what do you want to roll about? Savagery?
Just roll savagery.
Okay, I've got a 1 there. 7, 8.
8. That is not quite enough.
Oh no!
So you will have to get the blood running if you want to re-roll, or
I'm going to do so.
Chaos. Chaos.
Came running out so hard. Oh, okay, here we go. So, 9.
9. Okay, that is a success. You win the fight. You're going to roll again D3 chaos, so a D6 and then round it down.
Yeah. I roll 1d3. Oh,
Yeah.
1. Okay, so that's 3.
Okay, 3. So you're going to gain 3 chaos, and tell me how this goes down. You shoulder barge into this person.
I think there's a moment where Trudy loses her up a bit, seeing these guys come along, knowing there's danger because they've all got coins, they're all tooled up ready for us. That she doesn't stop when she hits the guy and kind of just pulps him.
All right, this person is taken down. And there is a moment of quiet, as it seems that for now you have annihilated these mortals. So it turns out didn't pose such a big challenge after all.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guy. I know you had it. I got distracted. I thought.
It's all right, Trudy. It's fine.
Are you sure? It's just that, I think you can still have he's still alive. I think.
I'm sure there'll be another one.
Yeah. I mean, we probably shouldn't leave them alive anyway, right? Well,
It's fine.
not one not, I guess. Oh wait, because are there cameras up here? I should think of it. Well, they wouldn't see us.
That's a good question.
I wish I hadn't asked that good question, but sure.
Sure. Now that you're looking around for them, I'm not going to make you roll for that. You can look, Trudy. Looks like there's some security cameras in here. I wonder if anyone's watching those.
Okay, well, that probably explains where they came from. If they've got security cameras, that means there's a security office. So we probably have to deal with that first, and then the computers. I can do the computers if you guys want to, deal with any complications.
Sure, we'll watch your back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we
Well,
can
you
find
said
security. About
computers are complicated.
I mean, I've been using computers for a while because that's where all the hottest goss is. I found this thing that humans make called Twitter. It is terrible, just the worst. But wow, honestly, and they've got Reddit, and they just talk about all sorts. It's great. So I've been practicing actually.
Trudy is on Am I the Asshole every night.
Trudy, it's so messy. She's watching YouTube videos. She's reading the words. Going, oh, Purple Flight 29, you can.
Okay, so two of you are going to go off and look for anyone else that needs dealing with.
Yeah.
We'll resolve that in a moment. Let's start with you, Trudy, since you're here. You have Rebecca's swipe card, which signs you into one of the PCs. We don't have to go into the details of the hacking montage, but you're typing on two keyboards at once.
It's a very fabulous hacking montage.
There's like green text and numbers like scrolling up the screen.
I changed my glasses to shades.
Exactly, of course you do. Somehow you have like a giant soda pop in your hand. No one knows
Yeah.
where it's from.
I look up at the guy and go, I'm in. I don't know what that means, but I'm in.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of boring files and stuff. The file management is actually pretty poor here. It's like something has like, paper, final, dot, final on it, and you're like, well, which one's the final one then?
It's the one that isn't named. It's one called like 2 o'clock Dave came around. That's the wrong one.
But when you signed on for this vampire adventure, you weren't expecting computer humor. Hello, nerds. But yes, so I'm gonna use kind of loosey-goosey interpretations of our stats here. Are you just brute force gonna just delete everything you find? Are you going to kind of try to be smart and figure out the perfect things to subtly delete? Or sort of how are you going to approach this?
She can use a computer. She's not like a whiz or anything, so it's brute force deletion, I think.
So she's just going to delete everything she can find?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going with savagery then. You're just using it's going to be destroy.
So she's really carefully going, I'm in, guys, and then goes, delete.
Control A, delete, empty recycle bin.
Yeah.
Roll me a savagery to see if you managed to find everything.
Drop my dice, 1 second.
That's alright.
I got too excited about computers.
This is so fun.
Okay, 6, 3, 9, that's 10.
Okay, then this is actually, you find this surprisingly easy. You're so good at Reddit. Maybe you accidentally found yourself on a coding subreddit one night, and you're
they're really messy. Anything with all the nerds in, they're just backbiting all the time. I'm about it.
So you with that role, that success, you managed to find figure out how this intranet works and make sure there's no backup. You have deleted the documentation that exists on these computers. You have done a great job. So while you're doing that, while you're having your hacker moment, Guile and Caldera, have you headed out towards the sort of office corridor to look for more people? Was that the idea?
Yes.
Yeah. Though I think Guile, like as they were heading out of the lab, passed by one of the cabinets where they had like the dies, and was just looking, he's like, interesting, and then just started to grab like the Alcine. Give me this one and this one and this one, thank you very much. And so just has all these like vials of different dyes in his hand.
Okay, so you're holding unknown chemicals.
Yes.
Just for fun. Love that
Yes.
for you. I'm not gonna make you roll for this. Like, it's more interesting if you find someone. So let's say you make your way down, looking into a couple of rooms, and then you see in one room there is some monitors, which you can see are showing Trudy typing so fast on the computers. And there is one woman wearing the same sort of security uniform. She is currently on her phone. She is not looking at the screens. But as you step into the room, she hears someone coming and she turns. What do you do?
Attack. I nudge Gar. Wait, no, that.
Well, are you giving this one to me? Thank you so much. I lob an unknown chemical at her.
Yes! This is savagery, definitely. Roll me that savagery. This is chaotic and savage.
9.
9. Okay. You lob an unknown chemical at this woman, and she is so taken aback, like she doesn't even she has her phone in her hand, she doesn't even block it, it just like smashes into her, and she starts screaming as some kind of acidic substance that burns a hole in her shirt, and you see the skin just blistering in agony. She is not necessarily killed, but she is in severe pain, and she's not moving. She's just clasping at herself and screaming.
Well, you better finish the job, darling.
Okay, just give me a moment to paint a scene for a moment.
Artiste.
Now, what is your favorite color?
Black.
I'm not sure if I have that here. I'll work on it. And as he says, I'll work on it, he's going to lunge and try to eat.
Are you indulging your passion here, Guile, by turning this into an artistic exercise?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is narrate for me how you create a moment of dark artistry through this murder.
As I leap at this poor security guard, what color is the uniform that they wear?
Let's say it's like a dark navy blue.
Navy blue. So as I rip into her throat, as the red of her blood begins to cascade and darken this navy blue even darker, Guile takes a moment to admire the spread of the blood through it, and then with the blood as paint, is going to begin to create an artistic depiction of the sound of her scream, as the blood begins to flow out onto the floor. And then these unknown chemicals, one of which he knows causes some kind of bubbling, he's going to use that to create a kind of like stippling effect throughout the blood as it begins to spread. And then, just for the heck of it, some orange as well. You know, just to paint a nice scene as her neck is almost torn off from her head. Thank you.
Truly horrifying. You are going to gain a D3 of pulse. So you can roll that for me. 2. And when you indulge your passion and make a goddamn mess, which, I mean, who would call this beautiful piece a mess? Surely nobody here, but I think it's going to count. There are various results which can occur, one of which, obviously, a mortal dies. I think this is going to be the one. So you're going to gain 2 chaos in addition to the 2 pulse that you gained.
Cool.
This, after the anticipation of wishing to enact some violence against the people who are doing this awful thing, getting to do it in a way where you finally push through that art block that all of this has caused you and find your passion again through the most hideous means possible, that has made you feel just a little bit more alive as your pulse goes up. Oh, how lovely for you. How horrible for her. But she's dead. She can't worry about it anymore. It seems like you have cleared any people on this floor. So if you head back, is there anything further you want to do, destructive or otherwise, before you leave this area?
I mean, I know that Rebecca said that we didn't have to destroy stuff, and it's more about just removing their work, but I could smash some things a little bit. I'm in a smashing mood. Also, I'm not staying at that party, right? It's super dead, and we're dead. I know dead.
I love this. Yes, you're going to smash a bunch of stuff. I would love for each of you to tell me a little snapshot of what do you choose to go for, and what kind of chaos and destruction do you cause in this room?
I'm looking for any kind of personal things, going through his drawers, just tossing shit around. If there's anything that isn't just paperwork, somebody left a photo or something, mine. Somebody left, their phone, mine. Whatever they got, that's not for science stuff, I either destroy it or take it to peruse later.
I love this. Roll me duplicity, but there's not going to be a bad outcome, particularly if you roll badly. I'm just want to see what happens.
7, 8, 9.
9. Okay. You find these keepsakes, mementos. You also find someone's kept a box of some filthy letters they've been exchanging with somebody, and you recognize that handwriting. That's somebody you know.
Oh, Giles, you dog. Oh, you white trained the dog. I put them away. I tuck them away quickly.
Fantastic. Caldera, what do you do?
So Caldera's in the security room, and she reaches underneath her dress to take off her shoe, and it's, how vampires aren't going to die to things that would kill like a normal mortal. So she's wearing those heels where it's your feet are on point all the time, and there's just a 10-inch stiletto in the back, and then she takes it and she just starts smashing all of the computer screens. I think this is how you kill them, and she just keeps hitting all the computers until they're gone.
Roll me savagery.
Yeah. Oh, 4.
4. Okay. I think that you do this. You're screaming, I think this is how you kill them. The broken glass of the monitor slices into your hands, and your lovely, through your nitrile gloves and through your latex gloves, and these particular gloves have been hurt by the broken glass. Now
it's personal. If I ever see a computer again,
it's on site.
But only the monitor, because that's how they work.
Yeah, that's the soul of the computer.
And Guile, what final bit of chaos do you wreak here in this lab before we go?
So I think Guile is fascinated by chemicals now, and their potential. And so it's just going to, while Trudy is rummaging through and being like, ooh, has managed to block one of the sinks and is just pouring things in, and mysterious, strange colors of smoke begin to form. And he's like, oh, beautiful. What does this do?
Yes. You can choose savagery because you're being destructive, or allure because you're going with the like artistic impulses, whichever one you'd like.
I think I'll do allure. It's not my highest one, but for the art.
For the art.
Poor. It was 4.
Okay. Okay. It's making some fun colors. It's making some fun smoke, but it's actually starting to get a bit too smoky here, and you're going to have to back off. It is the room is starting to fill with something unpleasant smelling. It's not quite as beautiful as you might have hoped in the traditional sense. But I will say that they're surely going to get in very big trouble for pouring things down the drain and not disposing of their chemical waste correctly. So at the very least, you've caused them a bureaucratic headache, in addition to everything else you've been doing. So we love that.
A happy little accident.
Yes, you have between you, done quite a successful annihilation of everything here. I think you are probably satisfied that you've gone above and beyond what Rebecca said was necessary to at least set this research back quite some way. So I give you a choice. You could just take the lift down to the ground floor and leave, but that Dr. Stern character is still downstairs.
Oh, that's right.
So you could always nip back in if you had anything else you wanted to do, and that is entirely up to all of you.
Because if anyone remembers how to make the stuff, then they can just type it up again. So maybe we've got to take care of that.
Yes. I think that sounds like a smart move.
But before it gets snooky though, and just before we left, can Guile just take I'm trying to think what a sharp thing, just like a screwdriver or something, and just scratch into the cabinets. Don't try this again.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Should we make sure that all the security guards are dead then, to be like, this is a definite warning?
I think we got all of them, right?
Yeah, they're all dead.
You did. You had left 2 alive.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's get them.
No, time for that. Yeah.
They're dead. They're not conscious to fight back. You kill them.
Excellent. We get time for a snack, right?
Fantastic. Yes, there was a lot of passive-aggressive notes around this lab, but they've been replaced by one very active-aggressive note. So are you going to head back down to the reception?
I think that would be smart. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't look particularly different than we came in, right? Apart from Caldera's torn glove.
That's about the main thing. Yeah. You didn't particularly sustain too much visible injury, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's go find this doc.
All right. I think that as the lift doors reopen and you head back out onto this mezzanine floor, you hear the ding 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 of people tapping glasses, and you see that the sort of the smallish crowd have gathered at one end. Apart from a few people who are still hanging out by the buffet table with the mini quiches. But they're all looking in the direction of a sort of later middle-aged gentleman. He has a moustache, he's balding slightly, he's in a brown suit. And he's kind of clearing his throat. And introduces himself as I am the chief researcher here at the Petition Institute. It is my great honor to welcome you all here on this fine evening as we celebrate a true breakthrough in the ultimate defeat of the vampire scourge on an international level. And you hear like polite applause and hear, and you are absolutely certain that you are looking upon Dr. Stern, but so is everybody else in the room. What would you like to do?
Where's Becky?
I think as you say this, you spot that she's standing towards the back of the crowd, kind of making a show of applauding, but sort of she keeps looking around as if she's wondering, where are they? When are they coming back? And she clocks you as you say that. She kind of scampers over. Did you do it? Did you manage to wipe the computers?
We did, yes. Also, did you know that Marianne is having an affair with Billy?
What?
Yeah, totally. But it's okay because Billy's pregnant, so it's fine.
Oh, I should say congrats, but also maybe not.
I wouldn't, especially not after we leave.
Oh.
Speaking of leaving, I think we had a plan for you. Guile?
You've done a lot in the way of potentially causing the end of our kind as we know it. You have a good relationship with your Dr. Stan?
He's like really patronizing and misogynistic, but I think he does like me, yeah.
I look up and down, she looks young, so that tracks for that kind of guy.
Yeah. When he gets to the end of this little speech, is he going to be free, or is he going to be accosted by, shareholders?
Yeah, probably there'll be a lot of people wanting to kind of shake hands and exchange business cards and things once he's finished. Probably.
Good, I'm going to need you to be the most important thing to him in this room.
Oh, you want to play honeypot?
Well, I could just go up there and kill him, but I'm trying to have some restraint, Trudy. I thought you'd be proud of me.
This is really oh God, this is great. You know, this is some real growth. This should come out in your work.
I can do that. Where do you want me to bring him?
What floor are we on?
Hang on, I look through the notes I've taken, and I find out where Billy and Jasmine have been meeting up quietly, and I'm like, oh, there's a supply closet. down the hall.
Okay, yeah, there's like they're on the sort of more open area part of this floor, but she can like bring him to like a round a corner somewhere that's
where people are having illicit meetings.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll do that.
Good girl.
And Rebecca, is there anyone else who knows how to make this new Bane, or is it just you and Dr. Stern?
There are a few other researchers who work here, but they're all on different projects. It was the results of something that came through earlier this week that I did that was the important thing. So unless he's explained in extreme detail, which is unlikely to anyone, then probably no one else knows the details of it.
Men like that really tend to tell people things until they can steal all the credits, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, typically he was pretty protective of things before they go to publication, so...
Good.
Okay, I'll bring him.
Alright, great.
Is there anything else you want to do before, or do you want to go and lie and wait?
What kind of drinks do they have?
There's some room temperature white wine.
Oh.
It looks like the red's all gone.
Oh.
There's orange juice. It's the nice stuff. It's a San Pellegrino, so it's like the nice orange
I don't want it.
Oh, they have the blood orange lemonade. It's got blood written on it.
Okay, yeah.
Fine, we'll grab some blood orange lemonades.
Yeah. And Caldera's watching him give this speech and like tapping her foot really hard because she thinks he's a terrible host.
Oh, the speech is meandering and very self-aggrandizing.
Oh.
And as Rebecca kind of said, he's not giving any details. He's eliding over exactly how this thing is synthesized. He's just saying things about how it's going to be a grand step forward, and on the international market, it's going to put Britain back on the map, and so on and so forth. And so the speech ends. There's more polite applause. As Rebecca predicted, several people are going up to sort of slap Dr. Stern on the back and shake hands and chat. And she snakes her way over, and she starts speaking to him, and he's kind of like waving her off. And then she looks very, very fixedly at him. And she says something none of you hear. And he's kind of nods and begins to follow her.
Typical.
As they move out, Guile will move out as well.
Okay.
Follow me.
They head round to the sort of some office space. It's quite a sort of it's one of those sort of glorified cupboards, which has a desk shoved into it. And he kind of says, "All right, well, make it quick if you have something so dreadfully important to say. This is a very important night for me." And Rebecca will just kind of wait for a moment. And if you don't all come in straight away.
Yeah, I think when he said it's a very important night for him, like, I think it's a good thing to come in and just be like, "Oh, you have no idea," as we close the door behind us.
I wanted to formally give my resignation.
Wow. Great. That's great.
Well done.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
And also my friends had some stuff as well.
Right. Well, firstly, Rebecca, thank you so much. You've been so helpful. Are we letting Rebecca get in on this, or should we tell her to get out of here?
I think she's kind of like moved slightly back. She's still in the room, but she's
Okay.
kind of moved back.
Rebecca,
And this Dr.
you
Stern
go,
is
you go hold the door.
he's kind of just looking at the three of you, confused.
Well, how do we
Hello,
want to do
Dr.
this?
Yes, can I help the three of you?
You know, it's just so impressive to meet the man who created this Bane.
Yes, thank you. Well, it's about time, isn't it? All we needed was the proper funding and the proper know-how. But I do really need to get back. I've got a lot of networking to do, so if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, this won't take a moment. And
Honestly, I think this is some of the most important networking you're going to do tonight.
you say networking? That's good.
I'm sorry, Are you from another institute or?
Something like that. I'm just gonna bare my fangs on this guy. Unless somebody wants to do anything else, otherwise, I think we just tear him apart, right?
Yeah, man. Three on one. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, something like that. And then we pounce on this dude.
Yeah.
You don't need to roll for this. At the end of the day, he might have power within an institution. He might have connections. He might have money. But at the end of the day, he's just a guy.
You're only human.
And when you work together, he has simply no hope against you. He is destroyed. He is worse than dead. He is annihilated. There is barely anything left of him when you are done.
Ooh. I needed that. That was a... Oof.
Do you see why it was my only plan?
No, you know what, girl? You're right. This was a great idea. This was a smart play.
Thank you.
No,
You all roll. Thanks. No, I don't want to update my PC right now. Thank you. You all can roll 3d3, and that is how much chaos you have all gained.
sure. Oh god, that's a lot of chaos.
Yeah, I got 2 6s and a 2.
Oh god.
So that's
Whoa.
so 2 3s and a 2, so 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 16 chaos.
All right,
Is that
you're
allowed?
you are so chaotic.
I got 7 extra chaos on top of my 5 chaos. So I got 12 chaos.
I got 6 extra chaos.
Incredible.
I'm also
You-
at 16. Hey.
Your chaos is through the roof right now. So my only question to you is, do you really let loose here, or are you going to go somewhere else and find a more fun party to let loose at for the rest of the night?
When you say let loose, do you mean just kill everyone here, or do you mean like?
Well, that's up to you to decide.
I think, so I think she looks up, she looks a little bit giddy, and goes like, should we just kill everyone here, guys? Should we just kill all of them?
Well, better safe than sorry, eh?
Everyone is dead. They are so dead.
Just the elevator opens and we're covered in blood and we're like, okay, we murdered all these people.
Yeah, it's full elevator scene. Just do you kill the receptionist, or is she allowed to live as you leave?
Wait,
I think she's fine.
Yeah.
Well, how much does she know?
She just works for the building. She don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
She's fine.
So I think as the three of you, do you spare Rebecca?
I've been thinking about that.
I have a suggestion, actually.
Ooh.
I think Rebecca needs to atone for what she's done. So I would like to take her on as some kind of like an under vampire, or like an understudy vampire, or a thrall or something, just to make her do stuff for the community.
Okay. All right. As the three of you plus Rebecca, the elevator ding, the doors open. Three of you are just soaked in blood at this point. Ripped gloves, fangs out, absolute scene of annihilation. And the receptionist, who's on her phone, is like, "Thanks for coming, have a good night." And
You too, have a good night.
open.
Just walk straight past.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is where we're going to leave this story this night. But I'd love to know what, if anything, you kind of do to wrap up anything in the coming days. Trudy, you mentioned you wanted to kind of take Rebecca on. Can you speak a bit more to how that looks?
Trudy takes Rebecca on in a manner that's almost like a thrall, like a lower vampire adhering to a higher vampire, and I make her do community service. A lot of community service, which between like working for us down at the club and such, it's mostly just like checking on other vampires and who are in similar situations, make sure they're okay, that kind of thing. The damage she almost wrought, she will undo.
She does, actually. She really takes to it. And initially, I think that you can tell that it's driven by guilt. She's trying to make herself feel better. But after a point, this work of keeping a check on the community, making sure people are okay, making sure when they're not, that something actually can be done, even if it's a little thing, to help them through it. She finds that it's rewarding in a way that all the different various things she tried to sink her way into isn't. And it's not big, groundbreaking scientific discovery. It's the daily work of trying to improve herself and the world around her. And she has you three to thank for that. And she becomes a bit less pathetic over time too, and a little bit more self-possessed.
We demand that she learns to dress herself better. You can't hang out with us. You're going to look like that. You've got it.
The fashion is still a work in progress.
Yeah, even if you are the lowest rung, you gotta fix up.
So let's close out with one more little scene. The next night of Sucker's Delight, whenever that may be. And just tell me quickly, what are the three of you doing this time?
So Caldera's hosting, but she's also realised that, maybe paying a bit more attention to the people that wouldn't necessarily come to a bar when they're having a bit of a rough time might be worth it. So tonight, alongside hosting, a real celebration, she's announcing the start of her weekly drink-free nights. Yes, the Sucker's Delight will be going alcohol-free and really all substance-free, if you don't mind, one night a week. The music will be a little quieter, but all the furniture will still be just as comfortable to provide a third space for any vampires in need.
I love that. Guile, what are you up to?
That was so sweet. Guile, I don't think has learned much, and so
we love our problematic fave Guile.
I'm just gonna say. So I think he's back on his bullshit. With the wall, but the idea of the current mural has changed. He's like painted over the lips and has started afresh, and has gone very impressionist and is looking like he's capturing simpler scenes of like things in vampiric life, which some of it, as the mural goes across, gets more and more red as it goes down. Like it starts off very quaint and quiet, you know, like maybe playing a violin, or you know, like going on a night and talking to people, and then people in a club, and then someone's fighting someone, and then there's a brawl happening, and then there's like a bite orgy towards the end. You know, it just, everything just gets more and more aggressive, but still in that kind of fervored state, but not, he doesn't have anyone hanging on him that night.
Isn't that always the way? And Trudy, what are you doing on this night?
Trudy's there. Was it that quiet night we mentioned?
It could be. We can skip forward to the quiet night. Yeah,
so Trudy's there on the quiet night, and she's since there's no alcohol and so on, so she brings tea. It's one of the few things that she really enjoys. There's all these kinds of tea. She's teaching how to make tea and such, and it's a free class as well, so everyone gets like to make their own tea and bring their own things like that. But she does absolutely use it as an excuse to get the tea from everyone.
Yes.
Make the tea and spill the tea with
Make
Trudy.
the tea and spill the tea with Trudy, exactly.
That's fantastic. And I think that you especially are keen to spill the tea when you see Giles come in his white trainers.
Yeah, he comes in and I go, God, I don't believe it. I didn't want to believe it was true. Caldera, look here.
Look, you can't mend all of your flaws in one evening, and Giles still has some work to do too.
No.
But I think that is where we will leave it. Thank you so much to my three beautiful vampires for coming with me on this adventure, and a big thank you again to Pride in STEM for sponsoring this super fun one shot of Paint the Town Red. This is a celebration of queer communities this season. I believe the Scotland game has already happened, and there's still one more game to go, so make sure you get the whole set. And yeah, let's do a little quick outro. Tell us where everyone can find you if they want to see more of your lovely faces and your fantastic work, starting again with Rachel.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rachel Williams. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Sci with Rach. That's Sci like science, SCI with Rach. Yeah, this was awesome. I had so much fun. Thank you so much, Michelle, for DM.
Oh, thank you. Pan, where can people find you?
Hi, you can find me in most places. I don't really do X anymore, but I'm still there technically. Under Stellar Encore, that's STELLARENCORE. Yeah, you can also find me on various podcasts. I'm on Cybertopia, Cosmopunk, other ones. Damn it! Look at my blue sky. It's all on there. I forgot. I got tongue tied.
And Wren.
This was great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Wren.
Hi, I'm Wren. You can find me at Mask Wren on Blue Sky, and some other places as well.
Right? It's hard, right?
So many.
This has been great. I had a lovely time. Always have a great time here on Science Sorcery.
And I have been and remain Michelle Kelly. I'm an actor, voice actor, singer, and I'm also a staff member at the Euphoria channel, where we showcase the best of the diversity and talent of European and UK TTRPG performers. We are still casting for our March event, which is TTRP Girls. If you're somebody who is a woman, femme, or identifies with the intersections and marginalizations of womanhood, then you are welcome to apply to be in one of our 4 games. Check out Euphoria actual plays for that. And if you would like to follow me, then I am Michelle Copter on all of the socials. And I want to just thank Science and Sorcery once again for having me, because this has been just so wonderful and fun, and I have been so blessed to have this table of 3 fantastic people to play with. So once again, thank you, lovely audience, for being a part of our story tonight. Look after yourselves, and there's still some time left in the night, so maybe get out there and paint the town red if you feel like it. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.